That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to...
On this episode of Design to the Point, the watch being discussed is the Vacheron Constantin Historiques American 1921, a watch that harkens back to its past, all the while introducing modern interpretations that only improves its overall design language. First, the case. It is what I would describe to be a combination between a tonneau and a cushion case. It measures to be 40mm and is a perfect modern size for the wrist. If you want a watch that has presence but is also capable of being subtle, I would say that this size allows for both. What strikes me about the combination is how it forms a distinct square shape that is pleasing on the eye and then allows for a perfectly formed circle in the center. It is a gorgeous case. It resembles a well-shaped pebble, and then the flatness of the profile allows for it to sit comfortably against the wrist. Then the lugs. They simply function as extensions from the case, arching straight out and conforming to the leather strap. Some models are fitted with a sapphire cabochon on the ends. The crown is in an unconventional position at the 1 o'clock position, which in turn keeps it out of the way and is easy to access for winding when it is on the wrist. It is also in a perfect position, and one that I wish more watches would adopt. Moving to the dial, this is where things get interesting. We can tell that asymmetry is the aim of the exercise here, and it is what gives the watch the distinct look. The concept was to give the wearer of the watch, provided it was worn on the left wrist, easy viewing of the dial without the need to turn the wrist. It is a very interesting concept. More importantly, since it is a dress watch and worn on special occasions, the idea of viewing the watch discreetly without giving the impression that you are looking at the time is a novel idea. Historically, pieces like these have been used frequently by pilots and racing drivers. The numeral and the hand layout is distinctly Breguet in design, and for this piece from a time period like the 20s, it works perfectly. The numerals are fat and take up a large space on the dial. And all of these little tweaks to the modern design are welcome adjustments in retrospect to the original. So on first viewing, it is a modern pocket watch with an asymmetric dial. Being a designer, I look to ask what if, and spent some time looking at the dial layout. There are many options and opportunities to rearrange the format. So if I were to draw some construction lines and follow a format that was more balanced when talking about the asymmetrical dial, this would be an ideal point of reference. Notice where the lines cross and intersect every point of the case at 90 degrees, and then links to the center line running through the crown and subdial. This, in my pedantic eye, looks cleaner. But then playing around with the subdial can be a lot of fun too. And these were some of the placements that I found interesting. Notice how the last image has a congruence between the 6 and the 9 on either side of the seconds track. In a scenario like this, I just enjoyed poking around, but the fact of the matter is that this is such a distinct and beautiful recreation of a historical piece, one that only you can read at a glance. It is a polarizing design, but one that would undoubtedly turn heads either way.